Attention. Attention all Brooklyn kickball players. The game just ended yesterday. And it was in the most one of the amazing games that they were ever played at Brooklyn kickball yesterday. Now, some of the games, as you know, were crucial yesterday, and they were hard fought yesterday. Now, I'll announce the recap of yesterday's scores. When I announce the recap of yesterday's scores, you'll understand what I'm talking about later. In the main field, as you know, yesterday we had a head-to-head game between the Big Heads and the Rescue Rangers with the best of three. Sounds familiar? You'll see what I'm talking about. In game one of the best of three, we had the Big Heads taking on the Rescue Rangers. And in that first game, the Rescue Rangers had beaten the Big Heads by the final score of 3-1. Not that bad. In the outfield, the Darwin's Vidges, in a crucial game yesterday, who lost to the Sugar Tits by the final score of 6-3, and it wasn't even close, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me. Game 2 of the best of three, same team, but this time the Big Heads has beaten the Rescue Rangers by the final score of 5-2, and it wasn't even close to that one. And I gotta say, the series is tied 1-1, so we'll have the tiebreaker to announce after I announce the outfield. In the outfield, the Darwin's Vidges have beaten the All Team by the final score of 5-3, and I must point out that the Darwin's Vidges is 1-1 today. Congratulations, the Darwin's Vidges, for winning one and losing one. You gotta give them the credit for that. In the main field, for game number 3 and final, with the series tied at 1, and it turned out that the Rescue Rangers have beaten the Big Heads by the final score of 4-1, and I must point out that the Rescue Rangers has won both games yesterday. Congratulations to the Rescue Rangers, and I also must point out that the Big Heads are 1-1 today with 1 win and 1 loss today. So, congratulations to the Big Heads for that. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I must talk about this. The Sugar Tits, who had mercied the All Team by a mercy win of 10-0. What a big game that was, ladies and gentlemen. Big game that was. Now, we went on to the break to watch the World Cup of the USA taking on Japan. And I must say this. For the first time in 16 years, the USA has won the World Cup last night by the final score of 5-2. And throughout the world, if you've been watching on Fox 5 last night, we congratulate the USA for winning the World Cup yesterday. Way to go, USA. After that break was over, we recommended 10 minutes after the ending. So, the rest of the 3 games were on the main field. And here it is. Game 4 on the main field. Ladies and gentlemen, now I must point this out right now, that yesterday our Sharks team were having a very struggling game against the Pony Boys, and we know that the Pony Boys are in first place. The Pony Boys have not been outscored by anyone since the second week of the game. But the score I'm about to tell you right now is very crucial because our team, the Chalks, who have lost to the Pony Boys by the final score of 6-0 last night, and I will tell you this, and I will address it to everybody right now. Somehow, some way, the Chalks will come back to win some games. You will all have to meet us very soon. I promise you it will happen. In game number 5 in the main field. This time, ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you that it was a very close game between us and the PYT team, and I'll explain why. In the beginning, the Chalks started off with 1, and then after that, the PYT was tied at 1, and then the PYT has scored another run that made it 2-1 PYT, and then the Chalks that came back to score 2 more runs, which was, and then the Chalks came back to tie the 2, and then the Chalks scored 2 more points of their own, so which was 4-2. In the end, we tried to keep our game in play, but it didn't happen, and then the score was tied at 4. PYT scored 2 more runs, so he tied the game at 4. And then in the end, PYT has had a walk-off run to win the game by 1. So which means that the PYT has won, with beating our team, the Chalks, by the final score of 5-4. We had lost the game by 1 point yesterday, and because of that, our team, the Chalks, has lost both games yesterday. But I'm going to tell you, it's not over for us yet. It is not over, okay? We will let you know that our Chalks team will be back in action and be ready for that revenge. So I hope a lot of teams are ready, because you'll have to meet us very soon, whoever you are. And the final game I want to talk to you about before the lights went out last night is the Pony Boys, who took on the Y'all team. And that game, we started the game off, but the game could not have continued because the lights went off by 11:15 last night. So that was it last night for that, and that's the conclusion of our recap of yesterday's games. But don't worry, we have more games coming up next Sunday and every Sunday coming. So don't worry, you're all welcome to watch this amazing event. Also, I must tell you that in 2 weeks from Saturday, we will have our 10th annual tournament, and it's called Kill Philly Day, which last year Philly has won the All-Star Tournament of 2014. Who will win it this year? That will be decided, and I will tell you more about that in the next 2 weeks to come. Right now, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll see you at Brooklyn Kickball next Sunday and every Sunday. For now, so long.